This video shows LMU students, faculty, and staff coming out to stand with their fellow Lions after DACA was rescinded. The community marched for over 2 hours around campus to prove that this decision does not stand with the Jesuit values we all know and love. These values go beyond LMU and extend to all Jesuit campuses across the United States. To keep these universities united by these beliefs, the Ignatian Solidarity Network had established the Ignatian Justice Summit for Jesuit universities to send students who would work together on tackling specific social justice issues. This past July, LMU sent 4 students to represent the university in a conference focused on the issue of immigration reform. The discussion covered topics from awareness policies to how we as students can become more active and fight for awareness. Here's who we are.
During the summit, we had a lecture on language and how our words have an impact. We are all human beings, and so it is important to refer to people as undocumented and not use the terms illegal or alien. Saying someone crossed without proper documentation is better than saying someone crossed illegally.
The biggest thing that I took away from ISN was learning about immigration policies like DACA. Before I went to ISN, I had a very limited understanding of what DACA was, but now I know that it provides 2 things for young undocumented immigrants. It provides protection from deportation and a work permit renewable every 2 years. And I realized that 700,000 people could not only lose their jobs, but also get deported if DACA was rescinded. And so what we need to realize is that immigration policies like DACA are really important for our country, because no one group of people, no one country is good enough at everything. We all need something from everybody. And I think that the sooner that we can realize that, the sooner we can begin to work with the rest of the world rather than fight against it.
So the biggest thing I got away from this conference was the what not to say and what to say while in discussion about immigration reform. 2 of the main things that really touched my heart were trying to paint a picture when discussing and also trying to tie it back to family values. We learned in the conference that a lot of families aren't even deported to the same cities and are often left alone with nothing to support themselves. As a human being and a student at a Jesuit university, these stories really struck the values that I hold dear of being a man for and with others. And with ISN, I hope to bring these stories out to the greater LMU community and help develop the kind of nation we want to be.
So over the past 4 days during that conference, each and every day was a challenge for me in terms of my understanding of love. Especially when Marco Gonzalez gave his talk seeking justice through an Ignatian lens, my notion of love was completely challenged, and how he explained that love is an action more than a feeling. Actually, it isn't a feeling, it's an action. And how, in asking ourselves, how do we act in that love? How do we act in mercy, forgiveness, charity, and so forth? And one question that I think can challenge us all is asking ourselves, are we encountering that love and are we sharing that love with others?
So how have you tied the LMU core values into your work as a student activist?
So the LMU mission is something that I really align with, specifically our 3rd tier. There are 3 tiers to the LMU mission, and the 3rd one says the service of faith and the promotion of justice. And when I was, trying to apply to colleges and deciding where I wanted to go, the LMU mission is something that really called me in. And I'm a junior now, and these past 2 years that I've been at LMU, and so far junior year as well, I've really tried to incorporate that 3rd tier of the LMU mission into my everyday life. And for example, like me as an undocumented individual, I've been able to, throughout the years, build the courage, so to say, to speak about my own experience, but it's not the same for everyone because it is such a difficult thing to talk about, and it's a journey in and of itself to, really put yourself out there. So I would say specifically this year, with everything that's going on with our administration and the repeal of DACA, I've tried to speak on behalf of my other undocumented peers, because I've spoken to them individually, and they themselves don't feel comfortable doing that because it's putting themselves out there and really just making themselves a target in a sense. But I feel like my willingness to be able to represent that community specifically and be able to speak on behalf of them, no matter how overwhelming it may be for me, I really hope that students are able to push past the uncomfortability of being in situations that are unknown or that are different. Specifically talking about, being able to attend other club meetings, other organizations meetings, being able to go, as a Latina to BSU or to Hantao or to, other cultural orgs to learn more about their culture and their experiences and their stories. And it's uncomfortable at first, being, the different one in the room or being the one that is new or being the one that doesn't know anyone. But at the end of the day, you're getting something out of it, and that's all that matters. And then being able to apply what you're getting out of those meetings, what you're getting out of interacting with people that are different from you, and how you're going to put that into action.